I've had sinus problems for much of my life, starting in teenage. I'm 65 years old. And started with sinusitis. I started taking Actifed or Sudafed, and sometimes it would work and sometimes it wouldn't. As an adult, in my 30s and 40s, I began to have sinus problems, and I would take over-the-counter things. Oftentimes it would work. As I got older, specifically in the last year, started having more sinus problems. For the last several months, it got so bad I couldn't breathe through my nose at all. My nose was closed. I had to mouth breathe 24 hours every day. I began to take Claritin and Zantac and all of the over-the-counter stuff, and it did not work at all. I went to my health provider. They put me on some steroidal anti-inflammatories that worked for a week, but the potential side effects were grave, and so I decided to stop taking it. Nothing was working. Over-the-counter stuff was working. The medication that my HMO doctor was giving me wasn't working. In fact, it started making it worse. I was taking nasal sprays and medication, and it seemed to aggravate it. It made it worse. And that's when I thought about coming to acupuncture. I wanted to get to the root of it, and I was hoping that the acupuncture would open up my circulation and began to address the cause of it. And so I started acupuncture about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I noticed that I began to be able to breathe through my nose for the first time in 6 months. Also, when I started the herbs, I would sweat at night some, but I noticed that after I would sweat, my head would clear more. In addition, I think I had taken the over-the-counter Western meds so long that I suspected I became toxic, because the muscles in my legs were aching every day, all day. But I noticed after I started taking the acupuncture, it's especially in the last 3 or 4 days, the pain was gone. And I noticed that I'm breathing through my nose most of the day. A couple of hours in the evening, the congestion comes back, but when I take my last dose of medicine, I may have a little sweat at night, but my nose is basically clear, and my breathing at night is quiet. And so I feel quite hopeful that I'm on the right track and that I'm getting to the cause of it. In addition, I changed my diet, so I'm hopeful.